The recruitment industry has developed to a state where you are only as good as your last project. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That again concentrates our mind and makes sure that we do everything we can to get things right. But it's important that we remain in touch with the very latest trends, that we look at every kind of technological innovation that will allow us to select the right candidates to put in front of the client. We have to make sure that we're not sort of looking at yesterday's technology or tomorrow's technology. We've got to be looking at today's technology, what's working today. That's what's crucially important. Our objectives remain exactly the same as they were 15 years ago, and that's to help our clients to find the very best employees, to streamline the process as much as possible, to save them time and money, and to help them to make smarter decisions and improve their return on investment. And it's to give them the ability to hire like no one else can. That's what we do. That's the value that we add to the process. We make it possible for them to get the very best people they possibly can. At the end of the day, the choice is still theirs. It's up to the client who they choose, and we don't try and influence that necessarily. What we try and do is to get to that final decision stage. And if the client phones us up and says, "Do you know what, I really can't make my mind up here," then we just sit back looking very smug, saying, "Well, we've done our job." It's much more a case now that you have to be able to sell yourself, whatever it is you're doing, whether you are a car mechanic or whether you're a salesperson or an accountant or whatever. You have to be able to sell yourself, firstly through your CV, secondly through, in our case, pre-interview videos and that sort of thing, and then finally at the interview you have to be able to sell yourself. That's the important thing, rather than any particular area. If I had to pick one particular area that is always hot, that would be very good salespeople. But that, ironically, is probably the most difficult area to sell yourself on a CV, because you can only point to your track record of sales. Companies that you leave may take a very different view of your sales performance, and that's a very difficult thing to pin down and prove. But essentially, if you're good at what you do and you can highlight that right the way through the process that you're good, then you're going to be okay.